Now we're gonna hop into who was it? There we go. Yeah,
Was it Baeza?
Baeza v. Williams. I was expecting this could have been a fight of the night before the fight started. I said like this could be a fight of the night candidate, and I think it almost was. If that fight just went a little bit longer, I thought it could have been. I mean, also if Holloway and if Holloway and Rodriguez didn't do did what they did, I think this would have been my runner up because we it ended in the third. If I'm remembering right, yeah, kind
That's
of early in
correct.
the
Yeah.
third. This was fun, dude. I had it. I think I entering the third. I had it either scored even, or maybe I had it for Williams, but I could see it getting scored even. And then I checked the scorecards after. One judge had it 2018 for Williams, and the other two had it 1919 entering the third. But ultimately, the deciding thing was Williams just built off of the second, and then just did what I thought he should have done entering round two. Because the way round one went, I thought, okay, you're riding high, blitz him in that second round. And he did the complete opposite.
Yeah.
He just was pretty flat the first half of the round or something like that. And then, but he ended up doing that in the third round. The third round, he came on. And we've seen it with Williams already. I mean, we've seen it with Baeza too. Baeza is very strong too, but we've seen it with Williams where if his fist touches you and you're just in a different dimension at
Oh,
that point.
absolutely. Yeah.
So
But I feel like Williams.
I was kind of surprised the over under was set at two. Not just that it was set at 2.5, but that the over and the under were -110. If you're going to be at 2.5, I would have assumed the under would have been a heavier favorite, but they were both -110, and it hits it.
Well, hold on.
Grant,
Per
and it hit the under with
DraftKings,
about a minute and a
per
half.
DraftKings, you have Williams set at +125, Baez at -145. But Vegas is different.
No, that's winner. I'm saying the rounds. The
Oh,
rounds was
well, I heard you
was
saying lines. I heard you
-110.
said Sorry,
The
I'm
rounds,
a
yeah.
betting casual
And
as well.
I don't think this was an unfair line. -145 +125. It was close, and for me, it was like a toss up. Like I could see either guy winning it because I think Baeza was coming off a tough loss against Ponzinibbio. Williams was coming off a loss, or because I know he lost to Pereira not too long ago. I just don't remember. Was that his last fight?
He was coming off of a win against Semmelsberger.
Okay, yeah. So he had lost to Pereira before that. And that was an uncharacteristic Williams fight against Pereira. Like he didn't do anything. That was another fight where I was like, dude, this is going to be a great fight, and it sucked. Both men didn't do anything. Good for Williams on the win. So I'm kind of thinking, where does he go from here? I was trying to think, like, okay, who would I like to see him fight next? And I'm kind of running through my head of the guys in the division, and I couldn't think of an answer. But I just want to see him back there soon because he's fun to watch. Now, with him though, if we look at who he's fought his last several fights, so he's fought Baeza, who's not a ground guy. He fought Semmelsberger, who's not a ground guy. He fought Pereira, who's not a ground guy, and then he fought Razak Al Hassan, who is not a ground guy. So this guy's been fighting exclusively strikers. The last 4 fights, he fought Alex Morono before that. I'm not going to pretend I know. I think Alex Morono is also a stand-up guy. I think we've seen him once before. So he's only fought guys that have a similar fighting style to him, and by similar fighting style, I mean like that don't go to the ground. Khaos, I think, does have one sub win, and yeah, he does. He has one submission win, but I want to see him test it, and let's see him fight someone that is maybe has not necessarily a ground specialist, but utilizes it more than the guys he's faced so far. Because then I think we'll see his full game at that point. If we're just gonna say, hey, stand up and bang with Khaos Williams, I think he's gonna be able to take care of a lot of the guys there. I'm not saying everyone, but especially part of the unranked guys, I think he's gonna be able to hold his own ground. But if we sprinkle in someone that can take him to the ground and we see how he defends it, how does he get out of it, that's what I'd like to see next for him. Because I think, okay, he's clearly shown he can put people to sleep. Now let's see kind of like a full performance, A to Z.
Yeah, I mean,
and for Baeza, it's a tough 2 losses in a row. He fought two really good guys.
Let me jump in. Give me some room here.
Yeah.
My take on Khaos is it's very similar to yours. I think that his striking is incredible, man. Like the guy, when he lets go, he lets go. But then there are
Cannons.
moments where he seems to get a little tentative, and that's when I get scared because look at Baeza. He capitalized on that. The minute that Chaos would let up, Baeza would just get in there, dude. He would counter very intelligently, and like Chaos just needs to, like, when he knows that he has some. I guess that's the problem, is that it's harder to detect for some people, but there are a lot of times where you have the guy cornered and you let up on it. You don't pursue maybe as aggressively as you should have been, or maybe you pull back, and that's where I think Chaos kind of, yeah, like that second round, that's where he potentially, could have gotten really jacked up, man, because he got wobbled several times in that round, and there was one moment where I'm like, he's going down. It looked like it, at least. Just a little bit more aggression too, I think, and yeah,
his the kicks were also kind of helped lead down to victory. I mean, almost as many kicks as he had strikes to the head. And they were wearing on. And I think Pasta pointed out, I think in between rounds, Baeza's, I think in between the second and third round, they were telling Baeza, like, stop throwing kicks in succession or something, because Baeza was throwing them too. You can see 17 leg strikes. I think they were telling him, like, stop throwing those calf kicks in succession because, like, you'll get caught or something. And then that's exactly, I think, how he lost. He threw another calf kick or something, and then Chaos clipped him. What did you think of this? Because Baeza apparently was unhappy with the stoppage. I thought he got his life saved. Why would you have wanted to? And I mean, I shouldn't say why. They're competitors, but I thought that was a very appropriate stoppage.
Yeah, I mean, I saw his reaction while we were watching live, but it was like, I don't think I'm going to be able to find it, but his eyes were completely rolled back into the back of his head. So for him to shake his head and try to pretend as if he didn't get knocked out.
But also the way he went down, like his legs like collapsed.
Oh yeah.
He just I think when he hit the mat was when he probably kind of came, but it looked like going down, he was not there.
Well, he caught a fist going down too. So it's not like it was just one hit and that was it. Chaos was following up. So you're lucky that ref stepped in, dude, because you were creamed otherwise.
Yeah. Regardless, I mean, for Baeza, you start 10-0 and then you lose a decision and now you get knocked out. You're at 10-2. I still think he's super talented, obviously. I don't think these two
for sure. We'll see him again
on that front. For sure, we will. You just hope, like, mentally he doesn't get like too rocked, like, oh crap, I lost 2 in a row. Because Dominic Reyes was 12-0, 13-0, and then he's now since lost 3 in a row. And he's had moments in those fights where he's looked good. Granted, that first loss was a questionable one against John Jones, but then he loses to Jan, and then he loses to Yuri. And it's not like those last 2 losses he was completely crap. But
no, he put up a really good fight against Yuri. I mean, Jan, he put up a good fight against Jan too. It's just, his side was compromised.
Yeah, big time. So, you have those instances where you have someone that starts off undefeated and then loses 2 in a row. Edmund, you lose 2 in a row, 3 in a row. At that point, I just look at, okay, clearly you can win and you're talented because you jumped to that start. Now the challenging part is, okay, you've lost a couple in a row. How do you make those adjustments and then come out and overcome that mental hurdle? And hopefully you're not kind of fixated on, I'm already coming in down 2, losing 2 in a row. Let's make sure it's not 3. I had 110 in a row. Now I've lost 2 in a row. Like, I don't know what their thought process is, but at this point, that's what I would think would be the biggest obstacle for guys like that. Is really, or one of the biggest obstacles, I should say, is that mental hurdle. Because the talent is clearly there, especially for him. So Williams, that's what I want to see. For Williams, I want to see him fight someone that has that ground ability. I'd like to see him tested there. And then for Baeza, I don't have anyone in particular in mind or any style in mind, but just to see how he adjusts mentally against whoever might be next. Any final notes for you on this one?
No. We covered everything, and just again another fantastic fight we got treated to.
Oh yeah,